Hi kids. Today I wanted to start doing some origo because it's been a while. I've been doing other math, but I felt like this would be a good thing for us to be doing since we're going to be spending so much time together till the end of the school year. So first of all, you can see a slide. We've got 5 times 32. And we see a rectangle. This rectangle shows the area of that rectangle. And I have taught you this before. When we find the area of the inside, we are multiplying 5 times 32, or the length times the width. So let me go to the next slide and give a little bit more information here. So we can see that we can split up the 32 into place value, into the 30 and 2. So we could multiply basically 5 times 30 and then 5 times 2. I can see the 30 is, the 5 times 30 is a much bigger rectangle because it's a bigger number. So to do 5 times 30, I'm going to do what I'm going to use basically friendly numbers, which is 5 times 3. Well, I know 5 times 3 equals 15. Okay, so I therefore know that 5 times 30 equals 150 because I've taught you that if there's a 0 in the factor, there needs to also be the same number of zeros in the product. So that works out. And then I know 5 times 2 equals 10. So I've got 2 products here. I've got a 10 and I've got 150. And what I'm going to be doing is adding those 2 together to get 160 as my product, my answer for 5 times 32. Okay, let me keep going. All right, my next one is a little bit harder, but I've got a 1-digit times a 3-digit. And again, I'm going to go to my next slide and oops, I'm going to go back 1. And oh my goodness, I keep doing the wrong thing. Okay, so here I've split up the 147 into place values. So the 1 equals 100, the 4 equals 40, and the 7 of course equals 7 because it's in the place value of 1. Okay, so I know that 6 times 100 would equal 600. Okay, and that's hopefully we can see that in the purple. And I know that 6 times 4 equals 24. Okay, so therefore 6 times 40 would equal 240 because I need to make sure my zeros even up. If I have a 0 in the factor, I need to make sure I have the same number of zeros in the product. Okay, and because I'm fluent with math, I do know that 6 times 7 is 42. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these 2 products together, and I can do that in my head. 240 plus 242 equals 282. Okay, and then I'm going to add to that 600. And if I add those 2 numbers, I'm going to get 800, and I'll do it over here. 882. So that is that looks like a 3, doesn't it? It's hard to write on the computer here. So my answer would be 882. So that is how I'm using the area model or partial products to multiply a 1-digit times a 2-digit number. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, I've got 3 times 245. So again, I'm trying to find the inside area of this. So let's go to my next slide. And again, I'm going to be basically splitting up my numbers by place value. So the 2 equals 200, the 4 equals 40, and the 5 equals 5 ones. Okay, so, whoops, let me erase that. This be so cool. She makes all those mistakes. Okay, let's get back up here. I think I'll use a different color. I think I'll use red. So I need to multiply 3 times 200. Well, I know 3 times 2 is 6. So 3 times 200 would be equal 600. And I can see that I've got 2 zeros there in my factors. So I have 2 zeros in my product. Then I'm going to multiply 3 times 40. Okay, 3 times 4 I know is 12. Okay, so 3 times 40 would equal 120. And then I need to multiply 3 times 5, and that equals 15. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these all together. I'm going to add 120 and 15, and I get 135. And then to that, I'm going to add 600. If I add 600 and 135, my answer is 735. Okay, so let me get to what you guys are going to be doing. And I've got it here on a slide. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is in your math notebook is I'd like you to write the date, and it's Origo 6.2. And I've really written out the directions so that you can go back and look at this again. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write down a 3-digit times a 1-digit number. And any 3-digit times a 1-digit, they'll make it a little bit simpler. Just don't go 2 times 200. Okay, that's too simple. So, maybe 4 times 722, or 3 times 627, something like that. Okay, and then I want you to solve it using the array method. This is the method I just basically went over. Again, this is review since we've done this earlier. I would like you to write it in your math notebook that you created. Okay, write down the problem, solve it using the array method, and then I would like you to send me your thinking, your answer, a picture of your work. Make sure it's clear and steady through either your portfolio in Class Dojo or your messages in Class Dojo. Okay, kids, we'll be doing this a couple times a week where I'll be showing some math, and we'll be doing a math journal. Our journal was pretty simple because I just wanted us to get used to doing it again. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, we will stop there. End meeting.